All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special Playmakers blog slash arch rivals show. And tonight, I'm your host, Don in the Playmaker Silence, and with me is the Bearman of Talents, Alex Akazawa. What's going on?
A lot going on, but living life to the best.
Living life to the best. Ricky will not be able to join us. He has other things going on. So I'm going to take over for today. And to start off today's show, we will recap what happened on Championship Sunday, a great Championship Sunday. We definitely will get into a certain retirement, but Bearman felt it was the need to bring up a certain topic. So, without further ado, Mr. Bearman, give the people our topic.
Well, as everybody is well aware, a certain coach is obviously looking for a job, and apparently he's not happy. And Darnell, that would be Coach Brian Flores. Now, as we know, Brian Flores was fired after leading Miami to, well, unfortunately, they didn't make the playoffs, but they went from 1-7 to 9-8, so that's pretty good. But the Dolphins decided their view best to move on, which was wrong. You can argue it, but in my honest opinion, it doesn't matter what I think, honestly. but you
It
know,
does. I
but
mean, you
Flores.
you you brought it up, so you had something you wanted to say because Brian Flores
I
suing the
mean,
NFL.
you know, Miami firing Brian Flores. I'm just like, why would they want to do that? Especially with how he turned the season around, even though they didn't make the playoffs, but still, I mean, at least Flores was doing actually a decent job. We have to give him that, But regardless, Coach Flores was actually linked with numerous vacancies for head coaching positions. That would be with the New York Giants and the Denver Broncos. So,
Neither which
as
he got neither job.
he got neither of the jobs, but it gets more complicated than that because, as I said, he filed a class in action lawsuit against the Giants, against the Broncos, against the Dolphins, but believe it or not, Playmaker, also against the league, the NFL. He claims racial discrimination in the league's hiring process for coaches and executives, and this is according to Yahoo Sports. And Yahoo Sports further acknowledges that Stephen Ross, just say it like this: Flores in a lawsuit which was filed in the Southern District of New York City accused Stephen Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, of offering him 100 grand for every loss that was in an effort to tank for the number one draft pick back in the 2019 season. But Darnell, there's more to this. Shall I
So
go on?
so we playing. So we are playing black coaches to lose, correct?
According to Yahoo Sports, Coach Flores in the lawsuit has accused Stephen Ross of offering him 100K for every loss in 2019 in an effort to tank for the number one pick.
So it sounds like he got fired because he was winning.
That too, and because he wanted to make an effort, he did not want to throw away games deliberately. I understand that the number one overall pick, a lot of teams want it, but how many times have I said this, Playmaker? Just because you get the number one overall pick, that's not always the best thing. Yeah, I get you might get the best player in the draft, but that doesn't mean you're going to jump right back up to stardom. Oh no, that doesn't guarantee you to be better. Just look at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That is true. That is true. That is
But
true.
but Playmaker, it doesn't end there because I've got more to go on if you're interested.
Go ahead. This is
Check
your
this out.
topic. This is your topic.
And part of the lawsuit also, Coach Flores alleges that he received text messages that he says are from Bill Belichick, and these text messages supposedly demonstrated that the Giants interviewed Mr. Flores knowing that their intention was to hire Brian Daboll as head coach. And as we know, Brian Daboll is the new head coach of the New York Giants. He was formerly the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
So it's almost like a conspiracy thing like going on right now.
Mm. Conspiracy. So we're playing a coach to lose games, knowing that he's coming from what's his background? Where did he come from?
Oh, the New England Patriots. He learned from Bill Belichick, if I'm correct.
So he learned how to win.
He learned how to win. I mean, check. I mean, you want his resume? I've got his resume right here, if you'd like.
Speak for it. Speak for it.
Well, joined the New England Patriots in 2008, started out as the special teams assistant, became the assistant offense and special teams coach in 2010, then became the defensive assistant, eventually made his way to the safeties coach, linebackers coach, and then he left in 2018 to join the Miami Dolphins as the head coach. But he's been with the Patriots actually since 2004. He was at first a scouting assistant.
A scouting assistant.
But here's the main highlight of the resume: 4 Super Bowl titles. But the way it goes like this, he was under the learning tree of Coach Bill Belichick. And like you said, he learned how to win. Because when you think about Bill Belichick's resume overall, especially with the New England Patriots, it's a winning track record. It's about winning games. That's what happens.
I agree. Speaking of which, before we jump into our recap for the championship Sunday, how you feel about Josh McDaniels heading to Las Vegas?
That's actually a question I would have loved to ask the president. That's definitely a question for Mr. Ricky, but, well, last time he left for a head coaching vacancy, which would be back in 2009 when he went to the Denver Broncos. It started off well, but it soon became a Titanic because if I'm correct, his first year in 2009, he was 6-0 and then finished 8-8, and then it all went downhill from that. But then he went back to the Patriots. So the first time Coach Josh McDaniels left for a head coaching position, it didn't go so well. So I guess after so many years, now he's trying it again. So hopefully this time it might be better.
Not to mention he had the coach job, but he backed out of that one.
Didn't he have the one for the Colts?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he did have the Colts, and I think he agreed to be the coach, but then I guess he backed out of it.
He backed out of it.
And of course, I guess many would say that Bill Belichick convinced him to do it.
Maybe so. Who knows? But Patriots, the Bill Belichick tree doesn't have that much success until Brian Flores happened.
Mm-hmm. Brian Flores was a huge part of the Patriots' success. But the bottom line is, credit goes to everybody. The players played as a team. The coaches coached as a team. The Patriots won as a team.
There you go.
And Brian Flores was a huge part of that team. I'm
looking forward to seeing where this is going for. I know I got my buddies Phil Jones, Eric Wilson, all of them from the Alex from the NFL Carousel and Sideline Sports. I know they got the cover. They will send me the message of what is going on in the NFL. So I know those guys will be up on it. Shout out to them. But I do believe we had some games this past weekend, Bear Man.
Oh, we did.
AFC Championship game. Cincinnati Bengals went to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And
what a game. Oh, boy. Let me tell you. And what's so interesting is we had I did a watch along with none other than the Viking himself, Mr. Lars Johnson, to teach him the fundamentals and the tradition and culture of the NFL. I wish we could have done this back when football was in the 90s. That would have been different. But man, what a freaking game. I mean,
I think a tiger rose up.
I mean, the Bengals ruling the jungle, buddy. But this game wasn't in the jungle. It was actually in the kingdom of the Chiefs. So the jungle took over.
Started off 21-3 Chiefs. Bearman, a swing pass to Tyree Hill happened that ended the first half with no points on the board. And I think it went downhill from there.
It did. Because if I'm correct, in the second half, the Chiefs only scored 3 points.
3 points in the second half.
And they blew an 18-point lead.
At home.
And not only that, but Patrick Mahomes lost to Joe Burrow not once this season, but twice.
In
That's
each place, too. By the way, they had a double-digit lead at Cincinnati.
What are the odds, Playmaker? What are the freaking odds?
They had a double-digit lead at Cincinnati.
They did.
And Cincinnati came back and won.
Just like in this one.
They had an 18-point lead at home. Cincinnati came back and won.
Look, as tough as it is to say, Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he did choke. I don't like having to say it, but folks, it's painful. But guess what? Like my T-shirt says, which by the way is available on What a Maneuver, Wrestling with a Bear. Get yours today. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's what happened. Patrick Mahomes fell. Now it's not just on Patrick himself. The whole team has to take responsibility.
Matter of fact, hold on. You keep talking because I gotta look up the word choke because I need to. Because I believe some people got it because I said Patrick Mahomes choke. But go ahead. Let me look up this meaning real quick.
I might be exaggerating if I said he choked. I mean, but the problem is Patrick Mahomes made mistakes in the second half. There was times, well, you watched the game, didn't you, Playmaker?
No, of course I did.
Wasn't there times where Patrick Mahomes held on the ball a little bit too long?
Yeah.
See, that's the mistakes right there. So you see, I would say he made the mistakes that Dak Prescott is obviously known for doing. Of course, somebody contact me or reached out to me and said, Bearman, are you gonna go on and say that Patrick Mahomes became Dak Prescott? I'm like, no, there's no need to go that far. Patrick Mahomes became Dak Prescott.
Okay. Here, definition number 4 when it comes to the word choke. You ready for this?
No. Enlighten us.
To lose one's composure and fail to perform effectively in a critical situation.
I mean, again, how many points was in the second half, Darnell?
3.
Okay.
3.
Both interceptions came in the second half, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
See, the choking. So no. See, the choking part is not the turnovers. It's not the turnovers. You know what the choking part was?
He didn't come through when it mattered.
I'm gonna run around the field about 100 freaking yards diagonally back and forth. Still don't throw the ball and get sacked. When have we ever seen Patrick Mahomes do that?
You don't. I mean, that's why I said, look, I might be exaggerating when I said that he choked. I mean, that's why I didn't get on Twitter and say that because obviously part of me felt that he choked, but part of me says no. I think I kind of feel like, okay, I mean, so you say he choked?
He choked.
Okay.
You just heard it.
Yeah.
To lose one's composure and fail to perform effectively in a critical situation. How many times have you seen Patrick Mahomes? Matter of fact,
I mean, honestly, never.
What did he do? What did he do to the Bills? What did he do to the Bills?
He destroyed them. I mean, 13 seconds. 13 seconds.
The defense apart.
Yeah.
We get here. You don't score before the half because you do a swing pass to Tyreek Hill, thinking he gonna outrun everybody. It didn't work.
Well, then there you go. It's justified, Darnell. You justified it. So therefore, I'm not exaggerating that I said that he's choking. See, because I needed to be vindicated. I needed somebody to vindicate me or to justify whether I believe he choked or not. You just did. Yeah. Then he choked.
He running around back and forth looking for somebody to throw it. Patrick Mahomes, what do you usually throw the ball away, right?
That's what you're supposed to do. That's what I would tell Dak Prescott to do. Just throw the ball away. God damn it.
Don't Patrick Mahomes usually throw the ball away and say, hey, I got 3 points. We're good. That's what Patrick Mahomes do.
Patrick Mahomes usually has confidence in himself.
It's like, matter of fact, one of the sports analysts, I can't remember who said it. I want to say Dan Orlovsky, who's been on fire for the past 2 weeks. That's another story for a different day. Well, he said it felt like Patrick Mahomes was chasing that play from the end of the first half. He was trying to make up for that play. Instead of playing the way he's supposed to have been playing, you jumped to a 21-0 lead, not by accident.
No.
You was smoking them. All of a sudden, you didn't continue doing the same thing. You looking for the deep play. You weren't taking the check downs. You weren't doing what you was doing to get down the field. So Patrick Mahomes lost this game. I'm gonna put some of the blame on Andy Reid too, because Andy Reid, why is you calling certain plays like this in this critical situation?
Yeah, some people were saying that the play calling, like a little bit of the conservative. I mean, when you in conversations with,
Tom Brady, who we're gonna get to at the end of the show, Aaron Rodgers, a Peyton Manning, a Drew Brees. We expect Patrick Mahomes to play like he's supposed to be playing. He didn't play the way he's supposed to be playing after that debacle at the end of the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And you were at home. So there's no excuses for how you played.
I mean, like you said, you vindicated me. You justified it. So now we know, yeah, it's that simple. Patrick Mahomes choked.
Shout out to the Bengals because they say, you know what? We only down. We only down 11 right now, going into halftime. We're down 11. Guess what? We came back down 14 on 3 different occasions against them in week 17. We got this. And look what happened. Joe Cool.
Got it.
Joe Cool. What's Joe Cool numbers?
Oh, boy. Yeah. I got the numbers right here for you. 23 for 38, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick.
Joe Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Oh. Jamar Chase didn't have the big game. It was T. Higgins.
It was T. Higgins, yeah.
Who been calling for T. Higgins?
Nobody.
I believe that would be me. I've been calling for T. Higgins. You see, hey, Joe Mixon, he had 88 yards rushing, so he was doing his thing. He was doing his part. It was tough sledding, but he was doing his part. And then the defense, the D-line, they say, you know what, Patrick Mahomes, if you want to run around for 30 yards per play and get nowhere, fine, we'll let you do it because we're going to come get you. And what did they do?
They got him.
Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, both of them took responsibility. I appreciate that. But damn it, both of y'all is responsible for this loss. There's no way y'all should have lost this game at home. There's no way. There is no way. Yet again, Bearman, another comeback victory in these playoffs.
The Bengals did lose actually a key player in this game. It was actually early on in the game. I believe was it Boyd? It was Boyd, I believe.
No, it was the tight end, CJ Hughes-Mazada.
Was it him? Okay.
It was CJ Hughes-Mazada because Ricky kept going off.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean,
y'all brought this on yourselves, Kansas City. Now y'all got to pay for it. All right, here we go. NFC Championship game. NFC West Class Round 3. San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Rams. Bearman, the Rams went in this favorite in Vegas, 3.5. How we do it. We rounded up to 4. It's the 49ers. They beat them 6 times in a row. It's back in SoFi Stadium.
But Los Angeles won when it mattered.
Is in the sight of the Super Bowl, Bearman. Even though people want to pick the Rams, it's that sure doubt because it's the 49ers. The 49ers, they beat the Rams to get into the playoffs to begin with. They went to Dallas and beat Dallas. They went to Green Bay. They beat Green Bay. Who can stop this team?
Some people said nobody.
Guess what?
The Los Angeles Rams did.
And what did I say? To beat the monster, you gotta. It's the team that already knows the monster. Correct?
Like the saying, to be the man, Darnell, you gotta do what?
You gotta beat the man.
Although San Francisco, I guess in the playoffs, the NFC playoffs, San Francisco kind of was depicted as the man.
Deebo Samuel, that's a monster. He's a monster.
What I saw at the end of the game, did you see him and Odell Beckham? That was actually, I like that. A huge amount of respect right there.
I'm going to get to that in a minute, but let's get to this game. So, game starts off. Stafford throws a red zone interception. His first interception of this postseason. Tip pass. We know how tip passes go, especially in the red zone, Bearman. Usually doesn't end well, and it didn't.
It didn't.
The problem is San Fran couldn't run the ball, Bearman.
San Francisco was running the ball well in the playoffs, but everybody had the feeling. That luck was gonna run out sometime.
They did not run the ball well. Jimmy G had a good first half. He controlled what he could control. San Fran got the 10-7 lead at the half. They jumped out to 17-7 going to the fourth quarter. And then who rose to the occasion?
That would be Matt Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
I wonder how I wonder how the Detroit Lions feel about this.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that, and plus we're gonna talk about that for the next week when we get ready to preview the Super Bowl. It's gonna be
you need to cut a promo on Detroit then.
No, I can't cut a promo on Detroit. That's why I'm gonna wait till the next weekend because this is crazy. So 17-7. Now, be honest with me, Bearman. Did you think the game was over? It's the fourth quarter, start of the fourth quarter. Rams are driving. They down 10 to the team who has owned them for 6 times in a row.
Nope. I said it's not over yet because remember, it's not over until it's 0-0-0 on the clock. Okay. But I did say the Rams now. This is it. If they don't start anything get going, then it's going to be over.
Okay.
And they
shout out
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, that dude. I mean,
Cooper Kupp is okay. Let me ask you this, Playmaker. May I?
Yeah.
How many times have I said that just because you don't go to a big school does not mean you're not going to make it in the NFL? Because you know how people think that people who go to small schools are nobodies.
Randy Moss didn't go to a big school.
Who didn't? Yeah, Randy Moss didn't go to a big school. Terrell Owens didn't go to a big school. Jerry Rice didn't go to a big school.
Yeah, I go
Cooper
to a big school.
Let me guess. Cooper Kupp,
Eastern Washington.
And there's that story. His wife supported him, worked and supported him while he was at school. I mean, the story of Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp, I believe, was he a 4th round pick or?
Cooper Kupp, I want to say.
I think he's between 3rd and 5th. I believe.
Yeah, he's in one of them rounds. I want to say 4th though, if I remember correct. He might be the 3rd round pick.
Oh, hold on. I can look that. I can look it up. I got
so
all.
Here's the thing.
Everything I need right here.
3rd and 10. Who is Matthew Stafford throwing to?
Cooper Kupp.
3rd and 5. Who is Matthew Stafford throwing to?
He was a 3rd round pick.
3rd round pick. I thought so.
Better than we anticipated.
3rd and 8. Who is Matthew Stafford throwing to?
Cooper Kupp.
3rd and 15. Who is Matthew Stafford throwing to?
Cooper Kupp.
He just ain't throwing. He's throwing touchdowns to this man.
He's the go-to guy.
He's throwing touchdowns to this man.
I mean, people are forgetting about Robert Woods because Robert Woods goes down with a torn ACL. I mean, Cooper Kupp was already doing great, but
you know the irony of that is
what?
When is the last time the Rams been to the Super Bowl?
A couple years ago.
Yeah,
they beat my Cowboys on the way. That was kind of sad.
Who got injured during the season?
Was it Kupp?
Cooper Kupp. Seattle. Yeah. Rams went to the Super Bowl. Who went down for the Rams this year?
Robert Woods.
Where the Rams at?
Super Bowl.
And it's ironic.
But the Rams have a point to prove. You know that?
They do.
Because what happened the last time they won the Super Bowl? I mean, I hate to bring this up, but last time they won the Super Bowl, it's not just that they lost, but the high-powered Rams offense got shut down.
Yeah, we ran at Tom Brady and the goddamn Bill Belichick.
I mean, that day, it's a bad memory because I was delivering pizzas and I got screwed out of tips so many fucking times. I don't want to fucking talk about that. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, I guess you and I, we both had a bad night, but I think your night was probably just a little bit worse than mine.
Yeah, that's my second consecutive
keep in mind,
loss
folks,
in the Super Bowl.
Delivering pizzas on a Super Bowl day, it's not fun. No, we're not gonna get huge tips. Yeah, if people say delivering pizzas on a Super Bowl day is the best thing ever, it's pathetic. It is not. It's a lie. Don't fall for that.
James, thanks for joining us, sir. Now, check this out. Before I let you get into what Matthew Stafford and what this story means so far, you know one person nobody's talking about all of a sudden that nobody's really talking about. It's like this went dead about this person.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell Beckham Jr. Well, he had 9 catches for 113.
He actually had his first 100-yard game since early 2019. I saw that. Where's all the Odell Beckham's locker room killer? He's a diva. He just want to get paid. Where all this at now? Because where's Odell Beckham doing now? They're in exile.
What it?
In exile. They're in exile. They're in hiding.
I mean, have you heard anything about Odell Beckham Jr. since he came to the Rams?
Nothing negative.
Nothing negative at
Well,
all.
actually, well, a little bit because at first he was not having the big games, but he was getting acclimated. I mean, look, let's be honest. Odell, I didn't expect him to go to the Rams and have 100-yard games every day. The Rams were already loaded on the offense. There's Higbee. Woods will come back next year. There'll be Cup. Unless there's free agents. Unless I don't know the statuses of their contracts, but the Rams are loaded on offense. So there's Akers. The Rams pretty much have everything they need on offense.
But Odell Beckham, well, he came to LA and he was a citizen, right?
Yeah.
Just let me play, let me do. Just tell me what I need to do, and then let's get this ball rolling, right?
Right.
See, and y'all really don't want to. Y'all really don't want to hear us get into Matthew Stafford because Dan Orlovsky is already hard to deal with when it comes to Matthew Stafford with y'all. Because he been trying to tell y'all ever since he got traded that y'all finna see how good he really is. Nobody wanted to believe him.
I believed him. I was always a huge fan of Matthew Stafford since he arrived in the league in 2009. And I predicted, I said, the Detroit Lions have a world-class quarterback. If they can build around him, if they can give him weapons, if they can give him an offensive line, if they can get a defense, if they can get a team, Detroit can actually reach that level. They didn't fucking do it. They reached the playoffs a few times, 2011 and 2014, and after that, I'm not sure if they, after that, but they did get to the playoffs a few times. But Matthew Stafford was always a lone wolf out there in these tough games with like that. The Detroit Lions, things just never went.
He comes to the Rams, and what does he do?
He wins. He's 3-0 in the playoffs. He's playing amazingly. We're finally seeing, let me say it like this. The real Matthew Stafford, he stood up. Because I was going to say in the Rams, well, is this in this situation? Will the real Matthew Stafford please stand up? And he did more than stand up.
Now, for those of you who are out there, and I know y'all out there, let me go ahead and get this out the way. Mr. Tarf, he's going to have nightmares for the rest of his life because he dropped a sure interception. And that's when Matthew Stafford hit OBJ on the next play, and then Ward decided to try to kill OBJ.
It was a deliberate hit. If people are saying that okay, remember when I said it in the NFC Championship when the Rams had help for the rest? This one, okay, that was a deliberate hit. That was a deliberate face-to-face hit. So, you can't say that the 49ers got screwed on that play. We can argue that okay, maybe the Rams got away with a couple of things, but guess what? San Francisco did too.
The problem is,
yeah.
Toff had an interception right in his grasp, and he dropped it.
So, yeah,
that's going to hunt him forever.
Unfortunately, that's true.
He had it. It was an interception. Well, nobody's going to knock it down. Well, no Ram in place.
You almost had a heart attack on that play, on that certain play, didn't you?
I almost fell out my chair. I'm not going to lie.
But then when we saw you dropped it, you had a huge sigh. You had a huge.
You know what that remind me of?
What?
All the time these defensive players had the opportunity to intercept Tom Brady, and they did, and then Tom Brady made them pay for it.
Was that Super Bowl?
That was in just about every damn game you can think of.
No, that's true. Yeah.
You remember, y'all had an opportunity to take the goal off the field. You didn't do it. And
that game against the Raiders back in 2002. You know that play I'm talking about?
No, the tuck rule that came to existence now. I do. If I remember correctly, somebody can go back in the film and watch it. But I do. If I do recall, I think the Atlanta Falcons had an opportunity to pick off Tom Brady, and they didn't do it. And what did Tom Brady do to them?
Well, he came back.
Just came back 28-3 and won the game. When you had the opportunity to take the game, you need to take it.
You got to take it by the throat, and you got to crush it.
By the way, just to equal with y'all, Jalen Ramsey did the same thing to Jimmy Garoppolo. He had a damn short-ass pick too, and he dropped it. And he's still mad about that one because he know he should have had that pick. That's Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey don't drop interceptions, especially easy interceptions at that.
Yeah, well, my advice to Mr. Ramsey, you should probably forget about that. You got to focus on the Bengals now.
He will, but You know how Jalen Ramsey is? Like, you know you're supposed to have that. That was yours. They don't throw to your side anyway. They try to throw away from you. They finally threw to you, and you dropped it.
And he dropped it.
Now, Jimmy G. Oh, you want to laugh? You know what Skip Bayless called Jimmy Garoppolo?
What did he call him?
He calls him Jimmy Gag. Guess what did he do in the fourth quarter?
Good old Skip.
What did he do in the fourth quarter?
Choke.
He gagged. What did he do in the fourth quarter against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
He choked.
He gagged.
Well, gag or did he choke? I mean, remember, gagging and choking are two different things.
It is, but the way Skip Bayless called him Jimmy Gag, so I'm rolling with it.
I guess Skip Bayless is even though Garoppolo, does that. I guess he's still trying to get Garoppolo to. He's still trying to save him.
He ain't. He ain't lying though.
I mean, Garoppolo. I mean, the 49ers still could have tied, but it was an interception that sealed it.
And who caused the interception?
Who was it?
I believe it's the best defensive player that we have seen in this generation. That would be Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
After the fact, he grabbed the team together and he told his defensive players, his defensive teammates, we are not going out like this. This need to mean something to y'all like it do to me. They got it on YouTube on the Rams, not on YouTube, but on Instagram. The Rams Instagram, go look at it. You get to hear what Aaron Donald says to his teammates.
Aaron Donald wants the Super Bowl ring. The Rams are trying to they want to avenge what happened to them against the Patriots, which was that Super Bowl in Atlanta, by the way?
Yeah, that was in ATL.
Yeah.
That was in ATL.
The fact that the Rams had everything, I mean everything they needed to win the Super Bowl, and that high-powered offense gets shut down by the Patriots, and the Patriots offense gets whatever, but I mean the Rams want it to be gone. And the only way for that memory to be gone is to win the title at home.
Aaron Donald said he wants his ring.
He wants his ring.
He wants his ring, man. So Aaron Donald said, all right. And this is going to be a first, Bear Man. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Raheem Morris drew up the perfect scheme for the San Francisco 49ers.
He did.
You know what he did? He told his front line, you talking about Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, Green Gaines. These four guys get out there, right? He told them don't get out for it. Why you think San Fran only ran for 50 yards?
Because of those guys.
How many carries? For San Fran?
How many carries? Let's see. 20.
20 carries for 50 yards.
Yeah.
Is that what? A 2.5 yard per carry average?
Well, my math is not very good, but I would say it's around there.
This is the San Francisco 49ers we're talking about here. The team that runs it down your throat. They don't care who you are. You got to stop us.
Well, the Rams told them, we don't care who you are. You ain't running down our throats. We're not the Green Bay Packers. We're sure as hell aren't the Cowboys.
20 carries for 50 yards by the San Francisco 49ers. That just sounds crazy, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hold on, wait a minute. You sure one of them dudes ain't get 50 yards on their own? No, the whole damn team.
Not on the running game.
The whole damn team only rushed for 50 yards.
Yeah.
The
highest was Deebo Samuel, 7 carries for 26 yards.
Deebo's big play came on a screen pass.
Yeah.
From 44 yards out. George Kittle caught him a touchdown, but the Rams put the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hand, and what happened? He couldn't come through. Plain and simple.
He didn't get it done.
Is this the end of Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco?
I don't know, because I saw today on a headline I was in a freaking one of those sports bars, which by the way have the best Philly cheesesteaks ever. But I saw on the headline he still has 1 year and 1 year left on his current deal. I think he's going to be paid between $20 and $30 million for that year. So I don't know. I mean, if the 49ers trade him, I would imagine San Francisco knows that if they do work out a trade, that team is not going to want to pay that salary. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
I mean, wouldn't you agree? I mean, do you really think that other team is going to want to pay Jimmy Garoppolo between 20 and $30 million for 1 year? I wouldn't. I'd say I'll
I
take
mean,
Jimmy, but you guys are paying 90, 80. I would say, yeah, at least 80% of the salary. That's what San Francisco must be willing to pay in order to secure a trade to send Jimmy G away from the Bay Area.
we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. That's the recap of Championship Sunday. We ain't gonna die. I ain't gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna let you give early thoughts. Just early thoughts, because when we get to next weekend, we can really gonna dive into the matchup. But it's the Bengals and the Rams in Hollywood. What's your early thoughts when it
Well,
comes to the big show in Hollywood?
no matter what happens, we have to praise Joe Burrow. Wouldn't you agree?
I definitely agree. Joe Cool.
Yeah, because Joe Burrow has the best opportunity. I mean, I think in the last 3 years, he won the Heisman, he won the national championship. There was something else too. I mean, I forgot what it was too, but
And he's in the Super Bowl.
and he's in the Super Bowl, so he has the chance to be in a 3 year span. Win the Heisman Trophy, win the national championship, and then win the Super Bowl.
And guess what?
Nobody's ever done that. At least
No,
not in that time span.
nobody's ever done it. There's no Heisman winner who has won a national championship and the Super Bowl.
That's true.
Desmond Howard won the Heisman. He never won a national championship. Charles Woodson won the Heisman, never won a national championship. Both of those guys went to
Did
Michigan.
he win it with Green Bay? Didn't he win the Super Bowl with Green Bay?
He won the Super Bowl with Green, but he never won that. I mean, remember, Michigan.
But he never won the national. Okay.
He never won a national championship.
Yeah, he's the only defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy, by the way.
Exactly. So this is interesting. You have two number one picks in the Super Bowl.
The two number one picks. Imagine that. The one from 2009 and then the one from 2020. Now you imagine how old was Joe Burrow when Matthew Stafford was a rookie?
That's something good to bring up next week. That's something to bring up next week. I guarantee you that.
Hey, what's funny is Joe Burrow already has more playoff wins than Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott is being paid all that money. I'm not going to let it go.
You would not let that go.
No, because we're paying Prescott all that money, and the fact that he has a reputation of only doing good against the bad teams, but he can't get it done against the good teams. If those fans want me to shut up, then Prescott's going to have to prove me wrong. Until then, the criticism goes, as long as it's fair.
I hate to say this because you know who my team is in college football.
Florida Gators.
But what school Matthew Stafford came from?
University, Georgia Tech, actually.
No, Georgia. He's a Bulldog.
No, it's Georgia Tech.
No, Matthew Stafford. Trust me, Matthew Stafford played at Georgia. I know this.
I know. Okay, because in my case, Matthew Stafford is a DFW guy, just like me. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was Georgia.
He's a dog. He's a dog.
It was Calvin Johnson that was Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah, it's Calvin Johnson. And my point is, how Matthew Stafford have been playing in his playoffs? He's been playing like a dog. No matter what. What did he say after he beat Tampa Bay? Hey man, it's fun taking souls. That's the GOAT you just took out.
The two SEC quarterbacks.
And LSU, and we talking about Joe Burrow coming from LSU.
Even though he started at Ohio State, but
he started in Ohio State, went to LSU, won that championship, and came back to Ohio because he got drafted by Cincinnati. You can't make this stuff up.
You can't, that's something that's not just handed to you.
And speaking of the GOAT, let's get into it. Tom Brady made it official.
This time it's for real, because at first we thought it was, but then apparently these reports say that he has not made his decision. So I was like, okay, now that this is coming, Tom Brady's going to stay for at least one more year. Great.
Tom Brady has officially retired from the NFL.
Can I ask you something?
What most people are saying is he probably didn't want. He wanted to wait till after the games happen and then make his announcement.
Yeah.
But things get leaked out in this day and age, so news broke right away.
Yeah. Probably would have made
But
a difference, but I gotta ask you, what does he have? What does he have left, like, to prove? I mean, Tom Brady has done everything. 7 Super Bowls. I mean, all the records. I get it. He still loves the game. I mean, obviously, if he wanted to, he could probably keep
this
going.
dude is in the fight for the MVP over Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers, but we believe Aaron Rodgers is gonna get it. But he's in the conversation with Aaron Rodgers for MVP.
It doesn't. You know what? I don't care if Aaron Rodgers wins the MVP. Fine, but you know what? Tom Brady is more than an MVP. He's the GOAT.
The GOAT.
He's the GOAT because an MVP is something you could win. Is something that one guy wins after 1 year. Tom Brady is known for his entire career, as is Rodgers. But who cares if Brady doesn't win the MVP this year? So fucking what? He's the GOAT, and that's what everybody knows him by. So to everybody, he's the true MVP.
Coach Steve Mariucci from NFL Network, he said we have a list of Tom Brady's accomplishments. He said it was about like 22 pages.
That's why I'm like, so what is there? What does he have left to prove? He proved a long time ago that he's the man.
This dude has the passing record, passing touchdowns, completions. I
mean, Eli Manning could actually go out there and say, "Hey, Bearman, as you like to remind us, to be the man, you got to beat the man." Well, I beat him twice. I'm like, okay, all right. Eli Manning does have a little bit of bragging rights, but you know what? I'll give him that.
That's the only reason why Eli Manning might get into the Hall of Fame. Is because he beat Brady twice.
Twice, yeah. But but Tom Brady, as certainly one of the best heel wrestlers of all times. The game, Triple H used to say, much like Triple H, Tom Brady, he's that damn good.
He has more Super Bowl rings than any franchise.
7, and I mean, and he's got
any franchise.
Any franchise.
How long the NFL been around?
Since 1960. Well, was it? No, wait, no, 1920 actually. I think it was around that time where there was like the NFC and the AFC. Remember the NFL was not the only league, the only professional league in the country.
Put it like this: we have 50. This next Sunday is the 56th Super Bowl. Okay, Tom Brady has more rings than every single NFL team.
Well, that's the Super Bowl era. Before that, was the NFL Championship.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The Cowboys have what, 5? Pittsburgh got 6.
Last time they won one. If you want,
you know how bad it is with Tom Brady. The Patriots got 6. He started to go down to Tampa to win another one.
And I was actually flirting with the idea. What if he comes back for one more year, but he goes back up to New England? I flirted with that thought, but I was like, well, if that's what I think, fine. But it doesn't matter what I think, as The Rock would say. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think.
I'm sorry for y'all, Tom Brady lovers that want to cry and moan and complain that Tom Brady's leaving the game. But guess what? You know what team Tom Brady played against that took his career to another level. You know where it started at with the Tom Brady era. 2001. Who did he beat in that Super Bowl, by the way?
That was the Rams, right?
The greatest show on turf. And guess who finished them off?
Wait, was it the Rams that he beat that time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. There was that last second. Yeah, the last second field goal, and he had like a minute and 12 seconds, I think.
And who gave him his final game?
The Los Angeles Rams. But that particular game, in that game he for the first time in his career, what happened to him too?
Oh yeah, he was feeling it. But guess who's on the other side? Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford said, "Damn it, I ain't losing."
So what you're saying is that Matthew Stafford can say, "I retired the GOAT."
He retired the GOAT. There might be another reason why nobody want to give him his credit because he made that damn play. He made that damn play to Cooper Kupp for 40-something yards to get him in game-winning field goal range. Get over it. His career started by beating the Rams, and his career finished by losing to the Rams. So guess what? It comes full circle.
In other words, it finishes where it what, Darnell?
Where it started. Damn it. But hey, he the GOAT. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. Bear man, I don't see no quarterback. I don't care. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Justin. I don't care. They ain't matching what he did. They not matching what he did.
Mark my words. There will never, ever be another Tom Brady. And
22 years of excellence.
And let me remind everybody, he was undrafted. Well, was it? Okay, he was either a seventh. I
always
forget.
A sixth round pick 199
out of Michigan.
From Michigan.
Yeah, because I always forget. Was he undrafted? I always say he's either seventh round or undrafted.
Yeah, sixth round.
But I remember in that draft, several quarterbacks went ahead of him, and some people say it was round 6, pick 199. Yeah, I know Pittsburgh drafted a quarterback that it was honestly thought that the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, didn't they flirt with the idea of San Francisco drafting him because he's from the San Francisco area?
No. Do you know who the coach was?
Who was the coach at the time?
Steve Mariucci.
Okay.
Because they picked on him about that on game day. He was looking for another Steve Young type of quarterback.
And obviously he felt that the young Tom Brady wasn't it.
No. He didn't. So yeah, Steve Mariucci got picked on that.
He was lightly regarded. He was not one of the high prospects coming out of college because we were reminded his NFL scouting report. It's reminded it was. I don't want to say it was unimpressive because look, that just sounds so wrong to say. I guess it's just better to say it was unconvincing. That maybe he was a name, but he just wasn't. I mean, some would say back then, maybe today he just wasn't NFL caliber. He's kind of like. He's like a guy that was, some would say he just wasn't good enough.
That's why he fell in the 6th round.
But like I said, isn't it true that in the history of the NFL, most of the successful players were not high picks? Because how many first round players have we seen bust out of the NFL early? I mean. What comes to mind when we think of first round picks that were busts?
What should come to everybody's mind is Ryan Leaf.
What about Jamarcus Russell?
Jamarcus Russell's the next one.
Unfortunately, Vince Young.
Them two the top two names. Them two the top two names right there. Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, I mean the list goes on. Jake Locker was also another one.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter what round you get picked. You go back to your earlier point. Cooper Kupp, 3rd round pick, Eastern Washington. Triple Crown wide receiver.
It's not just where you were picked, but it's also the school. Because, like I said, like we mentioned, Jerry Rice didn't go to a big school. Terrell Owens didn't go to a big school.
Randy Moss didn't go to a big school.
Randy Moss didn't.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say it. I don't want to say his name, but I'm going to say it because he deserved this. He deserved to be in this category. Antonio Brown didn't even go to a big school. Antonio Brown went to Central Michigan.
Yeah.
If you can play the NFL, they will find you. They will find you if you can play in the NFL. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. So that's going to wrap it up for us on today.
Well, check this out. I've got the NFL top all-time NFL players from small schools.
Go ahead.
All right. This is we're definitely going to go in a time machine. Well, I don't know this guy. Say Willie Brown, a defensive back, went to Grambling, who played with the Raiders from 1967 to 78. Before that, he was with Denver from 63 to 66. Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can go a little bit more recent. I mean, this is kind of like going back to. Well, this is kind of the ancient times. So, but bottom line is, I mean, a lot of players. But what to know? No schools that nobody has heard from, or nobody like schools that are not big, and they've succeeded.
Like I said, if you can play in the NFL, they will find you. That's why Deion Sanders decided to go to Jackson State. That's an HBCU school, okay? We're talking about the great Deion Sanders here, who went to Florida State. He chose Jackson State over Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to change the way people look at certain schools and these type of schools.
Remember Malcolm Butler, who played with the Patriots from 2014 and 2017? He went to a small school, the University of West Alabama.
I ain't even know that.
That's where the Usos played, believe it or not.
I ain't even know that, but he the one that made the
Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco went to Delaware. Except I believe he started at Pittsburgh, I believe, though. But still, he went. Yeah.
Delaware. I mean, come on. Man.
Ben Roethlisberger, the University of Miami, Miami University, which is in Ohio. Don't get it mixed up with the University of Miami.
Brian Leftwich, Marshall.
Mm-hmm. Robert Mathis, Alabama A&M.
Yeah, like I said, if you can play, the NFL they will find you. If the NFL will find you if you can play football.
Well, here's a good one. Shannon Sharp, Savannah State.
That's not but an hour and a half. What? 2
Antonio
hours,
Gates. Antonio Gates, Kent State. Michael Strahan, another one. You know, Michael Strahan is another one. Texas State University.
We can keep going, but look, it is what it is. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Tom Brady.
Well, okay, I can't skip this one. Walter Payton, like because you mentioned Jackson State. Walter Payton went there.
Sweetness. See, it doesn't matter. If you can play football, you can play football. Tom Brady proved it.
Because it doesn't matter. Even the number 1 overall pick has to prove himself. If he does not do good at training camp, his ass is going to be on the bench. And check this. Oh, how could we forget this one? How could you? I mean, some might say, how could you forget it? Because you're a lifelong Rams fan. Kurt Warner, Northern Iowa.
Kurt Warner was undrafted.
Except,
ain't no point of me. School. Ain't no point of me bringing him up. He got his own movie.
Well, yeah, man. The fact that I forgot, man. Let's not forget he was working an odd job at a grocery store. For God's sake.
He went working from a grocery store to the AFL to the NFL, and is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He had his own story, the American Underdog.
Everybody has their story. Out. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody went to see it already because it's Kurt Warner. Ain't no point in me bringing him up. Everybody already know it. All you gotta do is watch a movie. But that'll do it. I don't know what the plan is going forward for us this week when it comes to arch rivals. You got to get with Ricky on that one, but I know next Saturday. Oh, it's previewing the Super Bowl, and I got a show. I'm gonna be working with Bearman, Ricky, and some other people because it's gonna be better than last year. I can guarantee you that. Okay. So. With that being said, I do believe you and Ricky, I got a show coming up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Pipe Bomb Radio. What kind of show y'all doing? Because I heard it's a special one.
It's a special one, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Ricky already spoiled it on the show earlier, so.
Well, it's basically songs that turned 30 this year.
So we're going all the way back to what?
1992.
1992. Damn, the year after I was born. Jeez.
The year before I was born.
Y'all have fun with that.
Oh, well.
Y'all have fun with that. But until then, that's the Bear Man on the Playmaker. We are signing off for this. We will catch y'all next time to preview the Super Bowl.
Buy my t-shirt.